Hi, good evening. David, thank you so much for hosting. And I apologize to everybody that I'm not able to be there to join you in person. I was asked to share a State of the Union address for Southern NCSY. And considering that it is Erev Election Day, I guess that's pretty apropos. Instead of giving a boring speech, however, I'd really like to paint a picture for you on how you are impacting the landscape of the Jewish community of South Florida. And I'd like to do that using 3 examples of things that have happened over the last 72 hours. So as some of you may know, this past weekend was the annual Han Family Shabbaton Weekend of Adventure. Every year, we cap out this Shabbaton at 100 participants. And the reason for that is because of the home hospitality capacity of the North Miami Beach community and because of the physical capacity and limitations of the hosting synagogue. So as you've helped us continue to grow, that has put a tremendous demand on us, a tremendous struggle, what to do. There are so many more teens that want to be part of this weekend. What's really amazing is that we've actually gotten to the point where the Shabbaton itself sells out minutes, hours after registration opens. Unlike in the past where it would literally be days and days and we'd still be pulling teeth up until the very last minute, we've gotten to the point where the Shabbaton literally sells out the night that the online application goes live. It's absolutely astounding. So this year, we were forced to do something about that, and we were forced to exclude the 9th graders from this amazing experience. The good news is, however, that we were able to, for the very first time, create a brand new model of a 9th grade only Shabbaton experience for those 9th graders and for many, many more that would like to be part of the NCSY JSU experience. The takeaway here is that we are now engaging so many more teens that we now have the luxury and we're even demanded to create so much more niche programs for so many more niche markets. The takeaway here is that we're now engaging so many Jewish teens that we now have the luxury of offering more programs for more niche markets for all the thousands of teens that would like to become more involved. Let me give you a second indicator of our success. Ready? I know Rabbi Goncher shared with you the number of total participants we've had on our TJJ summer experience over the last 3 years. Again, TJJ being our program, a Jumpstart summer experience for our public school JSU kids from non-observant homes. So that growth looks like this. 3 years ago we had 65, then we had 79, and then last year we had 86 participants. What's really incredible is the timeline that happened on. What do I mean? 3 years ago, going into November, we had 0 registrants for TJJ. 2 years ago, we had 2 registrants for TJJ. And the same time last year, we had a whopping 5 kids who had signed up for TJJ. So, any guesses for how many people, how many teens have signed up for TJJ as of today? I understand that Frida has the most ambitious guess with 18. Thank you for the vote of confidence, Frida. Any other guesses? So the answer is, as of right now, we have 34 teens signed up for TJJ. And by the end of the week, we should be surpassing 40 based on the momentum from this past weekend. Now, we can talk about how we got to this point, and we can talk about what we're going to do to ensure the quality of the follow-up maintains consistent with the previous years, but not right now. Right now, the main message I'd like to share with you is the impact that we're having, what you are doing by driving us to become better and better at what we do, and to share with you the breakneck speed at which we are growing. Okay, but let's not just talk about our expansive growth. It's so easy for us to talk about the trajectory of our growth and just show you the arrows that keep pointing up and up and up and up. It's fun and it's exciting, but really, we know that that's not what's going to change the trajectory of the Jewish people. That's not what's going to move the needle on the Jewish community. If we're not inspiring the next generation of Jewish leaders, then we're really not doing our job. So I'd like to share with you one last story, and with this, I will end my State of the Union. This past weekend, we had a special guest that joined us on the Han Shabbaton. 15 years ago was the very first Han family weekend of adventure. And on that Shabbaton was a young boy who came from a secular home. We found this boy and we brought him back to join us this weekend. And he brought with him a few people. He brought his wife, who's also from a secular home. He brought his 2 children who are being raised in a beautiful Torah true home. And this is where it gets really good, guys. He brought with him 35 teens from Coral Springs and Boca. Crazy, right? The reason why is because Shmuel Barak, Rabbi Shmuel Barak, is now one of our JSU directors. Shmuel Barak experienced his very first Shabbos 15 years ago on the Han family weekend of adventure. And he shared that it was going out into the community, experiencing a Shabbos, a wholesome, genuine Shabbos experience at a Shabbos table of a complete stranger who would invite him, a teenager that he didn't even know, to his home. And when he saw the meaningful engagement that that family was having, it was the most beautiful thing he'd ever seen. So that's the State of the Union, folks. That's what we're doing here, and that's what you're doing here. You're reaching far more teens than ever before, and you're sending more of them on Shabbatons and on Israel trips than ever imaginable. And you're fostering and growing and developing kids, teens, into the future leaders of our communities. So the NCSY State of the Union address in 2 words: thank you. Thank you for doing what you're doing. And may we be blessed with the energy, with the strength, and with the capacity to do even more of it. Thank you.